Hey, what's up? This is Coach Jim Elli with South Strength, and I just received a question on my Instagram about whether or not the particular lifter messaging me was an advanced beginner or intermediate lifter. And this is a question that most people, when they start out lifting, find to be interesting because, they want to be considered advanced lifter. They want to have relative strength metrics that would put them in the category of the few versus the many. It's a good question to ask, but the thing is that these metrics are all relative to the gene pool or the pool of athletes that you're comparing yourself to. So a lifter from 5 years ago that may have been considered an advanced athlete based on their strength performance in the squat, bench, and deadlift may not be considered advanced anymore. There are some that are continuously progressing and they keep setting the bar higher and higher. And so advanced means something more and more. But regardless, this question is about relative performance. And there's two things I want to say for this. One is that if you're asking this question about whether or not you're advanced, intermediate, or a beginner, it's probably safe to assume that you're somewhere in between beginner and intermediate if you want to use outdated categorization for our lifting performance. The other thing I would recommend is that if you're asking this question, I would encourage you to compare your current strength performance, your current estimated 1 rep max, in comparison to your previous estimated max is the last time you asked this question. So maybe you started out lifting and your estimated maxes for your squat, bench, and deadlift were something like 150 kilos, 100 kilos, and 170 kilos, respectively. And you notice an X amount of increase to those movements. And so you can give yourself some validation that your performance in the sport has improved. However, you might notice that the goalposts are also improving as more gifted and talented people are entering the pool, and as people who are more experienced than you gain even more experience than you. And so the third thing about this question is that I would say the more important question about beginner, intermediate, and advanced lifter is how capable are you of making training adjustments and training decisions within your training cycle that would benefit your progress. For example, if you're at a gym and your program has leg pressing in the program and you don't have a leg press, but you don't know what the other answer is or what another option is, then that's not very helpful for your performance. Because if you don't do any exercise because you don't know what to replace it with, then you don't have the opportunity to make progress in that moment or make an adjustment in that moment that's effective for you. If you think about what it means to be an expert or what it means to be advanced, it's more about experience and your relative performance. So your experience that you've accumulated should give you an indication, about what training decision you need to make for that day to make an adjustment that will benefit your performance in the future. And if you're able to make those adjustments, if you're able to auto-regulate your training, if you're able to understand the variables that matter for your own performance, that is a great indicator that you're an expert within your own strength domain, within your own performance. And that might be a more useful question to ask yourself is how capable are you of making training adjustments to your own training when things don't go according to plan without the input of others. That doesn't mean you shouldn't reach out to confirm your biases or to ask more questions. But if you find yourself struggling severely to make training adjustments because you don't know how that will impact your performance, that might be an indicator that you're more on a beginner or intermediate level of a lifter. And that has nothing to do with your actual performance, but it has more to do with your potential for future performance and adjustments. So this is my take on the beginner, intermediate, advanced formula or question that I get asked a lot. Let me know what you think about this, and I will talk to you in the next video.